if you just drove by, you would never know.
There's a park off the shores of Crystal Lake.
It's an honor that he's got something after him,
where you can truly see the beauty of a community. It's a place that came out of a very dark day in Robbinsdale history.
January 17, 1984, 17 below zero.
When a firefighter named Thomas Hollingsworth died in the line of duty.
We called him Holly, and he was always there.
His memory lives here.
You know, when you go there, there's a lot of silence.
But now, the park gets new life.
It hadn't been touched in 35 years.
Fueled by the generosity of another Robbinsdale family who wanted to remember one of their own.
Marvel at the beauty, and he'll be happy.
We need more of that in the world of people just cooperating.
Join us for a special CCX News report on Hollingsworth Park. Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton. This is Thomas Hollingsworth Park. It's a quiet place without a playground or a ball field. The Hollingsworth family says this is a special place for them. The youngest son, Ryan, lives in Florida now, and he says no matter where he may go, it's good to know his father's memory is still here in this place.
I had a lot of friends, family that always would drive by and you know, shoot you a message or something, say, hey, driving by your dad's park.
Scott Hollingsworth keeps a photo of his dad around. In it, his dad is holding a fish that's almost as big as Scott was.
And he really loved his family. He wanted to do everything to make the family great, and that's what I do remember from him.
Scott was 9 years old when his father decided to stop at the fire station one night.
We were coming back from a hockey game or a hockey practice, I can't remember which one it was, but he just ran by the station and he said, well, I got to run and see what was happening, and then that night happened. So
January 17, 1984, 17 below zero.
30 plus years later, Tom Sipe, who was fire chief then, remembers it all.
7:15 at night.
There was a house on fire on McNair Drive.
It was dark, and the house was built was actually breathing. And what happens is it was ready to go.
Firefighters didn't know if anyone was inside, and Tom Hollingsworth was the type of guy who wanted to be the one to check it out.
We called him Holly, and he was always there. He wanted to be where the action was. And so he was an interior man.
But so many things went wrong on that night.
And so I came up, he said, what's the problem? He said, they ran out of air.
Thomas Hollingsworth gave his air supply to someone else and didn't make it out.
And there isn't one of those guys, you know, and even when Holly was down there, everybody wanted to go.
More than 800 people attended Hollingsworth's funeral, and more than 100 fire trucks were in the funeral procession from Robbinsdale to Fort Snelling. Tom Sipe was a pallbearer.
You know, I've lived through it. I lost 10, 15 pounds. It almost broke me.
The incident has been recorded in books, and other firefighters have learned from what happened to Thomas Hollingsworth.
I still talk to guys and they'll bring up, hey, we did a training, and we did a training because of your father and what he went through.
Lessons that Brandon Hollingsworth, who was almost 5 when his father died, learned too. He's been a firefighter for Brooklyn Park for 10 years.
It was a big step in my life, you know, I mean, not only to honor my family's name, but for myself, to do it for myself.
Brandon keeps his father's badge here and the nameplate from his dad's locker. He, like his brothers, has a tattoo of his father. He feels the same tug to family and firefighters that his dad did too.
I think that was, you know, his legacy was that, you know, he was willing to do whatever he needed to do to obviously support his family, but support his family at the fire department too.
Shortly after Thomas Hollingsworth passed away, the city moved quickly to rename a portion of Lakeview Terrace Park in memory of the fallen firefighter. Not much has changed here since then, until another local family got involved. Here's their story.
We thought of the garland because it's a garden.
Ask any craftsman. The smallest of details matter.
People aren't going to look that closely on this garland, right? They're going to be just saying how beautiful it is, but there's meaning in this garland.
Anna Donato Gani ordered special flowers.
We're putting olive branches in this garland for my parents.
To make a garland,
this color palette is something he loved.
That her brother would have loved.
The lime green orchid was something that he always ordered. It's all with Victor in mind.
Victor Donato opened this flower shop with his sister Anna more than 30 years ago. He was talented, but he never liked to be in the spotlight.
What he lived for was standing back and hearing people say, wow, that's beautiful.
He had a sudden heart attack and died 4 years ago.
It was a bad morning. That's all I can say. It was very traumatic, and he passed away in the ambulance going to North Memorial Hospital.
The tight-knit family channeled their grief into a cause that Victor would have approved.
And that's how we started the foundation, because you start to put your energy and love into something to keep them in the light and keep them alive.
The Victor Donato Memorial Foundation would raise money to revamp Hollingsworth Park. Victor had known the family, and he supported the ambassadors who are crowned every year in that park.
It's a beautiful park, but I think we can enhance it and make it even more beautiful for years to come. And when you change something, you also bring attention to the park, and there's a lot of new people moving to Robbinsdale. So I think we're bringing in light who this man was. He was a firefighter. He lost his life.
So far, they've raised more than $16,000 for Phase 1. This garland will be the ribbon that's cut to recognize that effort.
The weather is actually perfect for flowers, as long as it doesn't freeze. This will last for weeks and dry. The garland will dry beautifully.
There aren't any plans yet for a plaque or anything to pay tribute to Victor Donato in this park. And Anna says that is fitting because that's the way Victor would have wanted it.
Stand back, look at it, marvel at the beauty, and he'll be happy.
This is what the first phase looks like. It's a sitting wall where you can sit and look out at the lake. There's a Maltese cross here with Hollingsworth's initials and badge number. Many of these materials were donated, and the generosity of the community at large did not go unnoticed at a celebration on October 11th.
I actually was shocked when I got here. I thought there'd be maybe 10 people here, and I mean, there's probably 75 to 100 people here.
A ribbon cutting that felt more like a reunion.
And this is wonderful. Thank you very much.
Anna Donato Gani was careful not to leave anyone out, while all fingers pointed right back at her.
I give all the credit to the Donatos.
The city couldn't be happier with how citizens led the way.
It's really unique for us in the city here because we haven't really had many park improvements that have happened that have been all dedicated by private funds, and that's what really makes it really special.
The two families really worked well together, and we need more of that in the world of people just cooperating.
It hit home pretty hard, or pretty good actually, with our family. I could tell my mom was gripping my arm a little tighter here and there, so I know it meant a lot to her and our family.
Kim Hollingsworth, two of her boys and their families came, including the very youngest grandchild, Thomas Hollingsworth II.
I mean, we couldn't be happier with what it looks like and how it turned out.
Future phases will include artwork, more landscaping, and possibly a pergola. We have information on those fundraising projects online. This park will always be a place to reflect on sacrifice and dedication to the community, both past and present. Reporting from Hollingsworth Park, Shannon Slatton, CCX News. Today we look at who is running to be the next mayor of Plymouth. Current Mayor Kelly Slavic stepped down after serving the city for 12 years. In Local Vote 2018, hear from three candidates on the ballot. They are Ali Shader, Andrei Skotnikov, and Jeff Washi.
Hello, I'm Ali Shader, and I'm running to be your next mayor of Plymouth. As a former U.S. Army captain, I've dedicated my life to service. Now, I hope you'll honor me by electing me mayor to serve our community. In the military, I learned to stay calm in the face of chaos. I've experienced working with folks from varying backgrounds to put their differences aside and work towards a common goal. I have a Master's of Business Administration from the U of M and currently manage and grow a $100+ million business. I'm able to analyze any business problem and develop innovative solutions that are strategic and fiscally responsible. We live in divisive times. It's important we have a leader who will inspire us to work together to not divide ourselves, but to listen to each other's concerns. I promise to be that leader for every one of you. Please vote for me, Ali Shader, to be your mayor so we can grow as a community.
My name is Andrei Skotnikov, and I'm running for the position of mayor for the city of Plymouth. I am first-generation immigrant and proud citizen of the USA. For the past 7 years, I've called Plymouth my home. I love this community, and I hope to help this city run even better. Over the past few decades, I've been involved in the marketing, technology, and overall system integration for multiple companies, including Case and John Deere. I have 4 advanced degrees in business and engineering that give me a deep technical knowledge and broad range of skills, which I would love to apply to benefit our community. On a personal note, I have been happily married for 42 years. We have 2 children and 6 grandchildren.
Hi. I'm Jeff Washi. I'm running for mayor of Plymouth. My wife and I have lived here for 18 years where we've raised our 4 children. And I care deeply about our community I've had the honor to serve on the City Council for the last 7 years. I have a vision to keep Plymouth strong, on a path of continued fiscal responsibility. We will keep our community well managed, served and protected by our fire and police, where we focus on clean water, quality streets, and accessible transportation. Plymouth has successfully provided these services while keeping taxes low. And with careful planning, we can ensure that Plymouth continues to be a welcoming environment where people can live, work, and play for years to come.
Still ahead, the largest corn maze in all of Minnesota. But first, Wayzata and Armstrong battle for a section title in girls tennis. Jay Wilcox has that and more next in sports.
I'm Jay Wilcox with sports. The team championship in the Section 5AA girls tennis tournament was on the line with two local teams meeting in the final. Wayzata facing Armstrong for the section championship. At number 1 singles, Miriam Stamen of Wayzata serves, and Nicole Snezko pounds the forehand return. Snezko rolls to a 6-0, 6-3 win for Armstrong. To number 1 doubles, Caitlin Moe serves for Armstrong, and after an exchange, Natalie Epstein's volley is at Renee Brunner's feet. Epstein and Lauren Lowe win 6-2, 6-1 for Wayzata. Second singles, Anika Aluwalia serves for Wayzata to Mallory Leeton. Leeton's forehand down the line sets up a volley winner. She rolls to a 6-2, 6-0 win. But the rest is all Wayzata. Paige Griffith the serve, and Anisha Sharma puts the volley away. They beat Sarah Applin and Adi Brushaber in the number 2 doubles match. The Trojans sweep the doubles matches. At third doubles, Julia Willis and Jaden Hakos are in the far court. They win 6-2, 6-2 as Wayzata reverses a regular season loss to Armstrong. They win it 5-2. Maple Grove is the top-seeded team in Section 5AA girls soccer. The Crimson faced 4th seed Park Center in the section semifinals on Thursday. First half, Maple Grove's Mia Omar chips the ball ahead. Brenna Saladin gets the ball in the air too. Manon McMahon puts it away for a goal. She adds another goal less than a minute later. It's 2-0 Crimson at halftime. Second half, and McMahon passes back to LJ Kolaj, who blasts a shot in the top corner for her 7th of the season. That makes it 3-0 Maple Grove. Maddie Rada chips the ball ahead to McMahon, who gets behind the D to score her 3rd goal of the night. Maple Grove goes up 4-0. McMahon scores 4 in all as Maple Grove wins 7-0. They host Centennial for the section title Tuesday night. The Cougars eliminated Champlin Park in the other semifinal last night. Earlier at Maple Grove, the Crimson boys hosted Buffalo in Section 8AA. Watch the moves by Maple Grove's Gavin Peterson. He gets by 3 defenders before chipping it over the keeper and in. He's excited about that, and it is 1-0 Crimson. Another great maneuver as Will Zaver definitely plays the ball through the defender's leg, setting up Chris Franz for the tap-in. And it's 2-0 in favor of Maple Grove. Buffalo, though, gets one back just before halftime. Off a corner kick by Carson Smears, the ball caroms to number 18, John Bjork, who slams it into the Maple Grove net. The Bison are within 2-1. But that's as close as they get. Second half, Jack Gleckler shoots for Maple Grove, and the ball comes to Chase Vinup, who scores on the rebound as Maple Grove wins 3-1. They host Brainerd in the 8AA semifinals Saturday afternoon at 5. In Section 6AA boys soccer, defending champ Wayzata is the number 5 seed this season. That put the Trojans on the road for their playoff opener as they faced 4th seed Armstrong. Wayzata strikes early as Jake Ogle sends it ahead to Ethan Wagner, who sidesteps goalkeeper Bennett Scheib and tucks it into a wide-open net for a quick 1-0 lead. The same combination works in reverse as Wagner sets up Ogle for a great goal off Scheib's fingertips and in. Wayzata plays a strong first half. They go up 2-0. And they get one more late in the first half. Off the long free kick, it bounces around, and Adi Bhatti steps up to bury it. Each team scores once in the second half, so Wayzata rolls over Armstrong 4-1. Also, the Armstrong girls hosting Hopkins in the Section 6 quarterfinals. The visiting Royals get on the board late in the first half as Abigail Hoyska dribbles in and lines up the shot, hitting the net for a 1-0 Royals lead with just over 7 minutes left in the half. But Armstrong doesn't take long into the second half to tie it. Jessica Hanley with a couple of nice moves, and she buries the left-footed shot. That evens the score at 1-1. It stays that way until the Falcons get a corner kick. Olivia Barfnack right on target to Casey Baker for the header. Armstrong goes up 2-1 with 14 minutes remaining. And Hanley adds one more late in the game as Armstrong advances to Saturday's semifinal against Cretin-Durham Hall with a 3-1 win. That's all for sports. Shannon, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jay. Up next, an easy place to get lost, a story filled with twists and turns when we come back. And finally, a favorite local fall tradition. Here's Neil Persley with today's Weekend Showcase.
Hang on to your corn stalks. It's Harvest Festival time.
This is our 9th season.
The Baumans are a farming family, and for them and their 6 children, there's a certain excitement for the harvest season.
It is the fall. We want to celebrate the fall. Looks like the sun is going to finally reappear. We want to post probably a ransom for the sun because it's been so long.
Every year, Bert carefully lays out a different theme for the corn maze. The past few years have been a sports-related theme, and Bert has been able to donate over $150,000 to local charities. This year's sports theme?
This year they're celebrating their 30th season, so we thought it was fitting to have the Timberwolves. So we are partnering with them. We are helping their foundation that they have. So we're excited, and we invite you to come. By you coming here, you will allow us to donate more to the community.
At over 20 acres, this is the largest corn maze in Minnesota with a ton of things to do and all very family-oriented.
Always wanted to try the pumpkin slinger, but this year I'm going to put a little personal twist on it. You better watch out down there. Oh yeah, go ahead, do your worst. Ha! For Weekend Showcase from the Twin Cities Harvest Festival and Maze, Neil Persley, CCX News.
Always fun out there, and you should see some sunshine so you can get out there this weekend too. That's all the news we have for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here again on Monday starting at 4 o'clock.